excuse me, could you fetch me a milky whore? You know? And she would come by with her fucking tits all out and shit. And he would be like, I'm going to sit in my blowjob chair. And while I finish this, while I finish this bread sandwich, like he would just be, this cheese bread sandwich, would you mind if I just unloaded my sack into your trachea? And she'd be like, sure, because I invent. I was at the Benjamin Franklin Museum in Philly. That dude was not active. Although he lived to be like 84, and he was not active. And he was fucking in so much pain for the later part of his life. And he had gout because he never fucking moved around and liked to eat cheese or whatever the fuck. Cheese is so good. Dude, I could never be vegan because of cheese. There's no way. Put cheese in my casket when I die. I love cheese. Don't really put it in my casket. It would smell bad. Not that I would be smelling it, but just in case you could smell when you die, don't put cheese in my casket. But Benjamin Franklin he invented so many fucking things. It was insane. How were you? Remember when like inventor was a job? I mean, I know it still kind of is. You can still invent stuff like Elon Musk, but he's like the only inventor where it was like, I got to keep coming up. Like in the 1700s, you could be like, I got to come up with a new thing because I'm an inventor because we only got like 17 things so far. Now everything's kind of been invented, and you got to like really be really fucking smart to be an inventor. But back then, you could have been like Mike Lenoci and been an inventor. Be like, yeah, this helps when you fall down and you're laughing. You don't fart. You put it in your butt. I'm like, oh, you invented the fucking no fart plug. You can't now. You got all sorts of butt plugs. But did you know Ben Franklin loved to fucking live it up? He loved to fuck hookers. Of course he did. When I heard that, I went like this. Of course he did, dude. Of course Ben Franklin loved to berber. Of course Ben Franklin loved to berber when he went cack. Of course he did. And when he got blowjobs, he would go, you know it. After the sandwich, I'll get I'd love to sit in my chair. He had a blowjob chair, for sure. After the sandwich, I'd love to sit in my blowjob chair and just take a relaxing sit. I'd love to take a sit. And they would be so disrespectful, but it wasn't disrespectful back then. Excuse me, could you fetch me a milky whore? And she would come by with her fucking tits all out and shit. And he would be like, I'm going to sit in my blowjob chair. And while I finish this, bread sandwich, like he would just be this cheese bread sandwich, would you mind if I just unloaded my sack into your trachea? And she'd be like, sure, because I invent. And he'd sit there, and then she'd do it, and then he'd have eat his sandwich on his belly while he was getting just sucked off, and he would be like, oh, that's how he would bust. And then she'd leave, and then he would invent a fucking visor, This keeps you hot, your head cool, but still the sun out of your eyes. Now let me take, I would love to get sucked by a milky whore. Let me undress. Give me 35 minutes because I'm wearing too many things. You see what they wore? Dude, they have guys in Philly, in the area where all the museums are. They have guys still dressed like that, for fun. And I'm just like, bro, it's summer, Why do you have 7 pair of pants on and 2 boots? And a fake, just an extra pouch. And billowy-ass fucking pants. It's 85 degrees. You don't need to do that. Who are you doing this for? The kids? They don't really give a fuck. You could just give them a lollipop and they'd be much happier. He preferred older women as lovers. Did you know that? And this is why. I have an excerpt from What the Fuck It Is. This is unbelievable that he wrote this shit and it was public. Because if you wrote something like this, you're canceled right now. He would just write shit. Benjamin Franklin didn't give a fuck. He would just write shit. This was a letter he wrote to some people. You could just be like, When you were in the 1700s, you just write a letter and then just send it to a bunch of people, and that counted as a book. This is what he says. The face first grows lank and wrinkled, then the neck, then the breast and arms, the lower parts continuing to the last as plump as ever, so that covering all above with a basket and regarding only what is below the girdle, it is simply impossible of two women to know an old from a young one, and as in the dark all cats are grey, the pleasure of corporal enjoyment with an old woman is at least equal and frequently superior, every knack being by practice capable of improvement. Cancelled. Dude, this is the part that is the fucking disrespectful, dude. This is the part. And as in the dark, all cats are gray. Doesn't matter. And then this part. So that covering all above, meaning above the waist, with a basket. Basically, he's the Two Live Crew of his fucking generation. Being like, yeah, put a paper bag over her face if she's ugly, and just fucking empty your sack in her. Hey, Ben Franklin. Dude, Ben Franklin's canceled, bro. I know he discovered electricity and invented the bifocals. You know why he invented I don't know why he invented the bifocals. Didn't matter what fucking rumps were looking like. All cats are gray when you dim the lights. That's just to show you, dude. It's a sign of the times, and the times are always a-changing, and also, the leaders are always the most fucking insane people. Donald Trump, Kanye West, whoever the fuck you want to say they are, they're always the most insane. When Donald Trump said, yeah, it was nice fucking Iran didn't fucking murder 130 people in cold blood. That was nice of them. Hey, you're crazy. And that's who the leaders are. In the dark, all cats are gray? Talking about women? Sexist. Hey, dude, let me write a letter to a bunch of people and count it as a book. Hey, dude, just put a bag over her face if she's old, and then fuck her. This guy was a leader. Wow, dude. Yeah, talk about dad bod. That guy had a granddad bod. So insane, dude. Crazy how times have changed. Right? Okay. I guess, I'm so stuffed up and it's all good, dude. I don't give a shit, I'm not letting this shit take me down.